Okay, we are going to do step 3. And for step 3, we're going to create drop shadows behind our objects. So the first thing I want to do is I need to select or grab all of the layers that have to do with my art object here. So it's easy if you go where the drawing is. So here's the drawing, and you can test that by turning it off and on. Okay, so that lets me know that's the drawing layer. And then I go and I grab all of these layers together, and then I'm going to pinch them and pull them together like this. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for this over here, for this object here. So we come down here, here's the drawing. I'm going to touch it, and I'm just going to select all of these layers that have to do with this paintbrush and palette. And I'm going to squeeze them together and pinch. And I still got one left, so I'm just going to pinch like that. But if that doesn't work, you can tap it and you can merge down. Okay, so now I have all of these. So now if I turn it off and on, if I turn this one off and on, I can see that I have the entire thing. So we're going to start with this one here, and we're going to duplicate this layer. So I'm going to swipe to the left and duplicate. I'm going to go down to the bottom one, right underneath it. So we're going to turn alpha lock on. So I can turn alpha lock on by tapping here and clicking over here where it says alpha lock, or I can swipe with 2 fingers. So 2-finger swipe turns on alpha lock. You can see the checkerboard right there. Then I'm going to choose black, go back to the layer, this one here, and then I'm going to fill the layer, and you'll see that it's black here. I'm going to turn off alpha lock, and then I'm going to go right over here where the arrow is. That's the selector tool, and I'm going to touch outside of the dash box here to move it around. And I'm going to move it down, and you can move it any direction you want it to go in, but I'm going to move it down to the right, down, right, and down a little bit is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back to the layer where the N is. I'm going to tap the N. I'm going to move this to about halfway and then choose multiply. Okay, and once that's done, now I'm going to go down and I'm going to work with this object here. So I'm going to tap it, swipe to the left, duplicate, touch this layer here, turn on alpha lock, and then tap the layer and fill the layer. Go over to, you can turn on or off the alpha lock if you wish. I'm going to go over to the selector arrow, and then I'm going to do the same thing and pull it down to the right and down a little bit. Come back to the layer, touch the N, go down about halfway with my opacity, and then turn on multiply. Once I've done this, I am finished with this step. So now what I'm going to do is save it as a JPEG to my Google Drive.